So for this first project, we're gonna need 1 1/4 inch screws, and we've pulled a whole bunch of different types that they have at Home Depot. And we're gonna talk through kind of the pluses and minuses of each. Starting with this, you'll see people make a lot of stuff out of these. These are drywall screws. They're black. We can maybe see in that window. All right, they're really cheap. They're also really bad for making stuff out of wood. They're hardened because they're for installing drywall, and in hardening them, they get really brittle and they break really easily. So we're gonna set those aside, and unless you're planning on installing drywall, you can probably just count on never buying these.
Right. So if we're talking about wood screws, right? These are all zinc plated, these three. And these are varying, you know, brands, and I would also say quality. Like this first one ever built, that's a Home Depot brand. You're gonna get this box for about $6. And you know, the nice thing about this screw is that it's not, as you can see, threaded all the way across its length. And when we talk about screw technology and why that's important, we'll get into that in another video, but that's something to note. Typically when screws are this short, however, you don't always see an area of the screw that doesn't have thread. As we go into the next one up, these construction screws.
These are gonna be a Torx head. You can buy these in a number of different heads usually. If you zoom in really close, you can see rather than like a typical plus sign from a Phillips head, it's more of a star. These are also not fully threaded, but they're pretty close to fully threaded. And they're a yellow chromate finish. They come out this kind of like weird mottled gold finish. I personally like a Torx head because it engages really positively versus a Phillips head, but you do need a special driver. Usually if Torx head screws do come with one, we can kind of see, if we zoom in, it even says free and it shows the driver in there. So somewhere in this box is a little Torx driver.
And so lastly, Spax, different brand. These are also considered construction screws. I really like these because it's a really good, strong screw. The head of it, you can see it says Unidrive. So it is the regular plus sign or star like we would see for a Phillips, but there's also what's called a square drive bit, and that will also engage these screws. And so similar to the Torx, it grabs the head of the screw and doesn't slip out as it's spinning it. This is gonna be about $10. This is maybe 7 or 8. And like I said, this is about 6. So